What's going on, guys? Today I want to teach you guys how to get some really epic urban B-roll. How to make this come to life. So when you're shooting B-roll of a place, you always want to start out with an establishing shot. So since I'm up on this parking garage, we're pretty high up in the roofs, it's kind of a cool establishing shot to begin with. It's good to add like a couple establishing shots. That was a tongue twister, couldn't say that one. Before you get into the more intricate, detailed shots. So we'll start off getting a nice overview of the rooftops, and then we'll move on to the next establishing shots. Now, before I start getting B-roll, I'm gonna shoot in 60 frames per second so I can slow it down in post. It's gonna give me a lot more options. So if I wanna speed ramp something and put some motion blur and all that, it's best to just shoot in 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second if you're shooting B-roll. Obviously, if you're going around vlogging or doing something, shooting normally, I recommend shooting in 24 frames per second. But when it comes to B-roll, 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second is the way to go, in my opinion, for at least my style of shooting. So it's important when you're getting all these shots that you add some sort of foreground element to show that there's movement in your shots, and overall it just looks more professional. All right, now that we got all those establishing shots, now we can go in and get those medium shots and then those close-up shots just to make it all come together and make it look nice and crispy. So I'll show you a quick transition that you can do with just a tree. Basically, we'll be keyframing in another shot once we cross the tree, just like this. Now, some of my transitions are just in-camera movements, so whether I'm just like shaking the camera down or doing some kind of ridiculous shake with the camera, it actually turns out to look really cool in post if you edit it right. Another really nice shot to do when you're in an urban area is just get some really low shots. So literally I'll put my camera almost on the ground and get those nice low shots like this. Another thing that looks really nice in urban areas is get some nature in there, because it kind of diversifies it and really makes it pop because of those bright green colors. One of the biggest tips I can give is just experiment and have fun, because there's just so many different types of urban areas and totally different locations. I think the main things you want to just really remember is have some stuff in your foreground to show that there's some movement, and just get a variation of different shots, whether it's those floor shots, those establishing shots, those medium shots, and then those close-up shots. It really brings everything together and helps tie in the story. Do you guys ever get to that point where you record so much that you completely forget what you record, and then you think you didn't record anything at all? I do that all the time, especially while shooting B-roll of a bunch of stuff. I think like, oh, I don't know if I got enough shots or if they're any good, but lo and behold, I have plenty. By the time I get to editing and all that, I have so many to go through that it's kind of ridiculous. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end that here. Hopefully you learned something from this, and hopefully I was able to get a couple cool shots, because I have no idea what I got. I just forget. I just hit record and I do a bunch, and I hope I got some transitions in there as well. So this will be the final shot of all the B-roll that I got, so hopefully it turns out good. And remember, guys, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And remember, I have a Canon M50 giveaway. Go down to the description below and hit the link. It's gonna bring you to my Instagram post where you can tag a friend and possibly win a Canon M50. And tag as many friends as you want, enter as many times as you want. The more you enter, the higher chance you have of getting that M50. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you learned something, and let me know if you guys have a completely different way of getting B-roll in urban areas. And stay tuned for more tutorials for different places. All right, guys, until next time, peace.